strained over her bulge. "What exactly is this group for?" Kate's arms were crossed. Reluctant mother, reluctant group participant, a solid woman with muscle to match the baby weight, short brown hair, and fierce eyes. Her T-shirt was only half tucked in. She looked like she hadn't checked the mirror before leaving home. To help us be the best possible parents. Sophie, the politician's daughter-in-law, jumped in before I had a chance. "Isn't that right, Issy?" Her lemon silk dress, great fit, no puke stains, made me regret the barley trousers a little less. My post-pregnancy bump still hung over them even though Noah was a toddler now. "Motherhood can be daunting," I said. Sophie frowned. Did I sound patronising? Fun sometimes, but also hard work, constant demands and a lot of our own stuff to deal with because things from the past, our own childhoods, come to the surface. It's a pretty fertile environment. I tried a little smile. No response. For problems like anxiety and depression. Sophie took out a notebook and paper, one woman at least prepared to play along. Kate glared, arms still crossed over her chest. Tegan got up to make herself a coffee. My final 2 clients weren't any more engaged. Roisin, whose name I didn't know how to pronounce, and the oldest by probably 10 years, curled a strand of hair around her finger. She looked as much depressed as anxious. Zara, the Persian doctor, appeared bewildered. She had suffered from postpartum psychosis and just returned after an admission in Sydney. "Never seen anyone get so sick so quickly," Yvonne had told me in a conspiratorial tone. They had to give her shock treatment. That was the point where I handed out the pens and paper for the getting to know you exercise. "Write down something about yourself, about how you are as a mother, that worries you," I said. "Something other people don't know. We'll put the notes in a bag with no names attached." My own note included. Sophie asked for clarification and then repeated what I had said to Zara, who I was pretty sure had understood the first time. "We all wish to be good mothers," Zara said softly in the slightest of accents as she bent to the task. "And good people." "No names, eh?" said Tegan. "So could we write something we'd like people to think was from someone else?" If it was a joke, nobody laughed, but Tegan was already putting the note into the bag. The first 5 contributions generated some useful discussion about universal problems. Sleepless nights, the idea of good enough parenting that I had contributed, but I was conscious of a growing feeling that something wasn't right about the group. Then I pulled out the last note, about the baby killer. It was surely just a melodramatic attempt to stir up the group, or me. It seemed to sum up where my life had taken me, out of my depth, to places I didn't want to be. I probably should have laughed, but I couldn't overlook the possibility that there was a serious issue underlying it. The silence had become awkward. I cleared my throat, squashed the unease. "I'm not going to read this one out." I folded the piece of paper, looked around the room for any indication someone knew what was going on. Tegan was checking her phone. Sophie waited, tapping her pen on her notebook. Zara smiled hesitantly, then looked down, hands fidgeting with the already crumpled white top that hung over her jeans. Roisin turned away, distracted by a squeal from the playgroup. Kate was looking at the clock. This group is about our anxieties and about trust. The author of the note has shared her motherhood fear. As I asked, and I want to honour that, but I am concerned that it falls outside what we can address productively in this group. "Not like we can talk about much in here anyway," Tegan muttered, eyes on the phone in her hand. Sophie shot her a look of irritation. Everyone else was looking at Kate. She kept her gaze steady. This tension hovering around Tegan. Some small-town dynamic? A racial thing?